joined by Violet McNece as the Mids pick up the victory. Violet, congratulations on the win. And
Thank you.
what was the difference for you guys today as a team? I mean, you guys came out aggressive early and picked up a big victory.
Well, we've been in a losing streak and we've played really well, so we just wanted to come out and prove to everybody that we are good and that we can win.
New career high for you.
Yes.
What's this feel like for you? Explain this right now.
It feels pretty good, but I wouldn't have gotten all those shots if my teammates didn't move the ball and get it to me. So,
did you have a good idea that you were going to factor in the game plan today as far as your opportunity? And what was the important thing, if you did know that coming into the game, how did you sort of mentally prepare for that?
Getting extra shots up before and after practice and just focusing on my form and doing what I know how to do.
You guys, obviously you mentioned a little bit of a losing streak. What's this mean when headed in? Obviously, road game on Wednesday, then you got Army on Saturday. How important is this for you guys?
I think it was very important just for our confidence. We've played really well, but we haven't made the shots to get us the win, and making the shots to get us the win helps us feel really good so we can have confidence for our next 2 games and beat Army.
All right, Violet, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you.
Violet McNece with a career high this afternoon, now joined by Tim Taylor's. The Mids take down Lafayette 56-47. McNece finished the game with 15 points. 3 Navy players with double digits today. McNece a career high with 15. Kaya Smith with 18 to lead the way, and now joined by head coach Tim Taylor. And Coach, first of all, congratulations on the win.
Thank you.
What was the key? What did you see coming in that you thought McNece would play a big point, and how important was it for her to hit some shots for you early on in the contest?
She and I had a sit-down conversation, and it was one of those conversations where, freshmen sometimes hit a wall, and here at the academy, there's a lot of other responsibilities. Yeah. And I told her that I believed in her. I thought she could make a big difference for us, but we needed to see more effort and practice on the defensive end. I love her length, I love her ability to score. We haven't been hitting a lot of shots. She may be the best shooter, on the team, but defensively she had to get better, and over the last 2 days of practice we have seen it. So we gave her an opportunity to prove it. So she proved it herself.
Yeah.
And I think that's the biggest thing, is that she put in the work over the last 2 days, really getting into the scouting report and things like that. And I know she hit a lot of threes, which we love that. But she did some great things defensively, rotating into some different spots too.
I was going to talk about that because we talked a lot about that on Wednesday. Defense. I mean, it seemed like a 180 today on the defensive end for you guys today.
The big thing is, if you go back and look at that Holy Cross game, we actually played really hard defense. Yeah. I think the last 3 games we have played really hard. I have seen changes in practice. Like, we're starting to grasp it. And like you and I have talked about, they're freshmen. And even with Tony, they haven't played, and it's the hardest thing to do is to learn on the defensive end. And today, if you watch us, we were rotating. They beat us on a couple of the traps and things like that, but we just decided we were going to be more aggressive from the beginning, and that's the last 2 games, and I think it's been able to help us, and we're getting better defensively. That was an ugly fourth quarter because I'm like, we're going to try to milk this clock.
Sure.
So offensively, I know that was painful for people to watch, but that clock was running down. So that was the main thing.
Well, I was going to ask you about it because winning, as we've talked about before, is not easy.
No.
And down the stretch, there was a couple anxious moments, but you guys pulled it through there. And Zanai made some key free throws there. Kaya made some key free throws at the end, and you picked up the victory.
Yeah, and I think that was the thing. I think we were just trying to move the basketball, get into a position where we could get it down under 10, and the clock was our friend at that point. We had a 12-point lead. At that point, you want 30 seconds to come off, so you're just limiting possessions, and they understood that. And that was the nice thing about it, is like you watch them come up, and then they're like, oh, slow down. They knew what we were doing. But I think on the defensive end, they were competing to the end. They didn't even want to give up that 3-point shot there when we fouled them at the end. So I think they're learning to compete, and that's a testament to this team.
How do you carry this over to Wednesday night and then, of course, next Saturday against Army? Obviously, that's a big game, but it feels like you guys have gotten it going in the right direction here. How do you keep it going?
Well, you and I talked about that the other night. Like, I know we've lost at Colgate and BU and Holy Cross. Those were good teams, and you can just see the little bit of growth and things like that. And I think that's what we're looking for. Continue to get a little bit better, get some growth. Lehigh is a whole different animal because they come in and they're shooting threes all over the place, and that's one of those things where you got to be locked in. It's not going to be this slugfest. You got to be able to defend them, and hopefully we'll be able to do that. We worked with some 4-guard offense today, and I thought Kate and Gia being in together really, when we went down 9-2. We subbed in the 2 bigs right there, and it flipped the switch a little bit. And then when we got the lead, we didn't really need to go back to that. But I thought that was a big thing. I thought Kate and Gia did a really good job today, especially on the boards and contesting around the rim.
All right, Coach, congratulations on the win, and thanks so much for joining us.
All right, appreciate you guys always. Thank you.